Hey, everybody, welcome to Biz Chicks TV. This is the place for tips, tools, and strategies to help you do business better, to help you build a profitable business that's fun to run, and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Friday. Every Friday, we, the Tech Divas, talk tech in English or very understandable terms. So today we're going to be talking tech and we're going to be talking media and social media, everything you need to know to keep your business on point. I am here today. I'm Francine Gregory. I'm a real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. And Terralina Austin, she is on vacation and traveling, and so she won't be with us today, but we will be having TJ, Terry Johnson, online from New York City will be joining us. And then Dr. Tachi from Florida will also be joining us to finish out our conversation on tech this week. So sit back, relax, put your chair in its upright position, get a pencil and a paper so that we can bring you some information that will help you up your tech game. And on this day, we always talk about this day in tech history, well, this week in tech history. So I have a few stories for you. And my first story is the August 2nd, 1873. That's right, 1873. The Clay Street Railroad begins operation, making it the first cable car in San Francisco's now famous cable car system. So the first San Francisco cable car, the Clay Street Railroad began operation August 2nd, 1873. The next story, Radio Shack introduces TRS-80, and it is their first computer. And with the support of 3,500 Radio Shack, with the support of 3,500 Radio Shack stores, plus a relatively low cost, the TRS-80 helped drive the acceptance of the personal computer in the home. Originally forecasting sales of just 3,000 to 5,000 per year, the TRS-80 sold over 10,000 units in the first month and a half of sales and 200,000 over the lifetime of the product. That's August 3rd, 1977. Radio Shack introduces TRS-80. These stories are coming to you courtesy of Marcel Brown and his blog, This Day in Tech History. Our next story, August 3rd, 1993, Apple introduces the Newton Message Pad, one of the world's first personal digital assistants, a PDA. The term PDA was first used by Apple CEO John Sculley in 1992. While a commercial failure, the Newton platform set the bar for future PDA designs. But perhaps the most important advancement the Newton offered to the technology industry was the development of the ARM processor architecture. Apple invested heavily in the fledgling architect to power the Newton devices. The ARM architecture has been the foundation of most of the world's mobile devices since that time, including all versions of the Apple iPhone and iPad. Incidentally, in 1998, Apple sold their ownership interest in ARM, generating $800 million. This gave Apple some much needed cash to carry them through their darkest days. Our next story, August 4th, 2007, NASA launches the Mars Phoenix lander. Phoenix would become the first spacecraft to land on the Martian Arctic surface. Its mission was to dig for ice and assess if the Martian Arctic ever had conditions that could have supported life. And our final story today, August 5th, 1858, after 4 failed attempts, American merchant Cyrus West Field succeeds in completing the first successful transatlantic telegraph cable. Completed approximately 2 months after construction began, the cable is only operational for just over a month. However, this cable proved the feasibility of transatlantic communication, and Cyrus West Field raised new funds to complete the first permanent telegraph line in 1866. And that occurred August 5th, 1858. The first transatlantic telegraph cable was completed. And that is your week in tech history. I have another story that I am going to share with you, and this one is from some things Amazon is doing. Okay, so this is a story compliments of Emerging Tech Brew, and in this story, they're talking about Alexa's next trick, figuring stuff out itself. In 2020, Amazon encouraged users to teach Alexa how to interpret certain requests. Now, like a Montessori teacher, Amazon wants the AI system to figure some things out on its own. This approach, which Amazon dubs self-learning, is all about decreasing friction and making human AI interaction feel more natural. In the last year, the company has begun adding a suite of such features to consumer devices worldwide. Pardon me, I just wanted to pull my notes over so I can see them a little better. Okay. Self-learning boils down to advancing Alexa's capacity for common sense reasoning, which is one of AI's most notorious obstacles. More widely known as self-supervised learning, it's essentially a form of AI's learning that's, well, not supervised. Instead of learning from human labeled data, the AI analyzes data on its own to draw a conclusion. Self-supervised learning is one reason why natural language processing, a subset of AI that underpins tools from Google search to autocomplete, has advanced so much in recent years. Meta has used it for image training. Google has used it for medical image classification, and Amazon has used it for automated speech recognition. Instead of a bunch of scientists taking data and trying to update the models and then roll them out, self-learning is something that works out in the field. There's no human intervention, no human involvement. Prem Natarajan, Alexa's AI VP of Natural Understanding, told us it's directly learning through its interactions with customers, whether it's implicit customer behavior or otherwise. For its part, Alexa's self-supervised learning practice still uses deep learning architecture and pre-trained language models as a foundation. But the team wants to use data from user interactions to fill some of Alexa's common sense gaps. So what does this look like? Let's say you're trying to impress your friend who has great taste in music. Before they arrive, you tell Alexa to play some chill music, expecting it to cue up artists like Japanese Breakfast or Mitski. But the device responds that it doesn't understand your request. So you switch gears and tell it to start Spotify's indie pop playlist. From that friction, Alexa can infer that chill and this indie pop list are in some way related and potentially use that information for future user requests. The above example, called rephrasing of the customer request, was a self-learning feature that the Alexa AI team rolled out in the past year. Natarajan said, part of an ongoing worldwide expansion of self-learning features, it's a part of an expansion of self-learning features. In recent months, the team introduced another self-learning feature on consumer devices, focused on which application would be best for handling an incoming request. He goes on to say, we haven't gotten anywhere close to tapping out on supervised deep learning. He added, self-learning, so powerful, is still in its infancy. If you can reason, then you can self-learn better because you can eliminate unreasonable learning. To that, the AI team has invested in Alexa's awareness of ambient state and deep learning focused on a customer's latent goal. Natarajan said, for example, if you asked Alexa to turn off a lamp, but the device couldn't understand whether you said on or off, it could use its knowledge of the lamp's ambient state to make a judgment call. When we look out into the next year or two, we kind of see foundational advances in AI improving, reducing the friction, making the experience much smoother for customers to use common sense knowledge, otherworld knowledge, or ambient state information to say what is the best action for them. So all that to say, Alexa is, Amazon is doing some things to have Alexa figure some stuff out on their own. So it's going to learn how you respond to different things and then also interpret certain requests. Hey, TJ.
Hey.
Yay. We're just talking about Amazon and their little tricks they're doing now with the AI.
Okay.
Yeah. They want Alexa to learn on its own.
Right.
Meaning without the human interaction.
AI.
Yeah. They want so to be able, let me read this little quote again. Instead of a bunch of scientists taking data and trying to update the models and then roll them out, self-learning is something that works out in the field. There's no human intervention, no human involvement. And it's directly learning through its interactions with customers, whether it's implicit customer behavior or otherwise. So, gotcha. Yeah, so they are working to making it more intuitive, and I do believe that's what they're doing with Siri as well, because on the Apple devices they have Siri suggestions. When you look on your phone, it has Siri suggestions and like, okay, so between a certain time period, I have my focus turned on. So when I looked at my phone this morning, it told me, it suggested, did you want to go into do not disturb mode until 11 a.m.?
Right.
Well, how did it know that? It was based on a pattern of what I have been doing on my phone. Okay. Putting it in do not disturb at a certain time. And even though I had the focus for personal turned on, it said, do you want to, it suggested put on your do not disturb right now until 11 a.m.
Right.
Like, oh, okay. So it's like the butler paying attention. Yeah. And offering up what they think you might need. And I'm like, okay. You want it to be intuitive, but we don't want it to become iRobot and start telling me to stay in the house. Like, don't know. We want you to stay home. I was like, no.
Wow.
Yes. So, are you ready to take off, or do you want to?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, because Dr. Tasha will be joining us on air here. She'll be on camera today.
Oh, okay.
A little later, but she'll be on camera. So that is my I did my tech history, and I thought that this article from the Emerging Tech Brew was kind of interesting. They want to make Amazon figure out things on itself. I was like, oh.
All righty. Okay, so this weekend, social media news updates, we are going to start with LinkedIn. Woo! LinkedIn is adding sticker options so you can drive traffic from your post. So, when you post something, you have a link, you can put a sticker on it. And I did have, let me see if I had the screenshot.
So you can put a sticker that has
On the post. Yeah, let me
put
bring
a
it up.
link in there and put a link in the.
I have the, it's small. I'll bring it up. It's small, but you'll get the idea. Let me see.
So, because I know that there's a sticker when you put it in stories on Instagram that allow you, in stories, there's one that has a link that'll allow you to do it, right?
Right. So can you see that? This is
I can see it. And you know what? There's a little trick here that Terry and I figured out the other day. If I put whoever happens to be on watching this, there's a little, you can expand your screen, so I can click on that and go full view and I can see it better.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm in full view now. So yes, what are they doing now?
No, I see. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me try this. How about that? Let me see if I can make it bigger.
Yeah, and if you want to see it bigger, you have to put your own.
Right. I have to zoom mine.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I can see that now.
Okay, so is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see they got a little sticker. It has a link on it, and you can type in what you wanna what do you want to say. Like some of these say get a link to a book, subscribe to my newsletter, view this or that, because most of the links are to blog posts. So LinkedIn is giving you this opportunity to put this on. You can't really customize as far as colors, but you can, put a title in. So as you can see here, you put up a post talking about your ebook, your course, or whatever, and then
it takes them over there. You know what I like? I like that. I really like that whole idea of and it's just a simple sticker. It's not one where people are flipping and flying and
things aren't moving around. It's just simply get my book, or it's the call to action. Like I always say, you have to tell people what to do. You can't assume that they know when you talk about your course. You tell them, okay, you ready? Click on the link. Are you ready? Do you want this? Click on the link. So you have to tell them that. So that's why LinkedIn is putting this, so you can put it on your post. You can put it wherever you want in the graphic.
And see, I like that because it goes right in. Now, Instagram doesn't let you do that.
Right. You just type in the title. You can type in the title. Like it won't be the link. You can type in something.
Right. But in a Instagram story, you can put a link.
Right. In the story, not in the post.
And I was like, what is the problem? But how come I can't put it in the post? Because Rick, I think they want you to pay for the post. Anywho,
that's called an ad.
Right. And that is like, okay, so they're not letting me do that.
That's called an ad. So Facebook is not going to let you do that because you should be running ads.
Right. But they let you put it in a story, which is disappearing in 24 hours.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So you can do it there.
Yeah. I just thought, okay, well, what? Okay. But I like this on LinkedIn. Now, when I go post something on LinkedIn, I can put a better call to action. It's clear.
Yeah.
It's clear. And then I can, yeah, this is good. I'm going to play with that over there on LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's clear. So let's see. Let's talk about TikTok. TikTok is working on a music service. So they're applied for a TikTok music trademark earlier this year. So they're saying they might start their own music streaming service. They filed a trademark application with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for TikTok music. The service would let users purchase, play, share, download music, songs, albums, lyrics, live stream audio and video, edit and upload photographs as the cover of playlists, and comment on music, songs, and albums.
So they're becoming Spotify.
Well, it's because a lot of music artists will debut their stuff on TikTok because the kids will make dances to it and it spreads that way. So
Right.
there's already the music link of it. Because remember, it was Musically. So
right. So I get the point. But
mm-hmm.
here's the little see. I'm just like, okay, so we're just gonna ignore the fact that the government really don't want you gonna ask for a patent, while the other part of the government wants you
right.
all.
While they, because that's in the infancy stage. That FCC stuff is in the infancy stage. So, like I said, I wouldn't expect to hear anything until next to the end of the year. Because isn't I think Congress going on vacation
Right.
for August. So when they come back, they got bigger fish to fry.
Yes. Good morning, Yolanda. Okay.
Hey, Yolanda. So they, I feel like we might hear stuff about this at the end of the year. What they're gonna do. Government does not work fast.
No, they don't. They don't work
firsthand.
And one part don't know what the other part is doing, so they're applying for.
They have to have meetings, and then they have to have reports, and then they fill out forms, and blah blah blah. So I would say, not to the end of the year. Also, I didn't notice that TikTok is banned in India. I remember reading about it, but I didn't keep up with it because it was India. So right. TikTok is banned in India.
Yeah, it is.
There is no TikTok in India, and it was big over there. So there's no TikTok. So to say that it can't go away, that's not true. It can go away.
It can, yes.
Mm-hmm. Depending on the government.
That's all right. You need a backup plan.
So there you yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I feel like this is gonna be a big topic because of what Facebook is doing. I'm waiting to see how they roll out the multiple profiles. I want to see how they do that. So there's some good things coming.
Yeah,
like we've been saying for the last couple of weeks with business owners, it's about to be on and popping on Facebook.
Right, and I was like, oh, I get over there and play with it. I had played with my profiles, and sometime I got a little mixed up. I was like, no, I want this one. So what I might need to do is change my picture between the two of them so I know which one I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I was like, okay, I don't want that one. I want this one. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta remember to switch. TikTok, another story from TikTok. You can now buy Ticketmaster tickets on TikTok. So TikTok has teamed up with Ticketmaster to help users discover events and buy tickets directly through the app. Creators such as music artists, comedians, sport teams, venues can search for relevant Ticketmaster events and link to them on their videos. This feature is only open to select creators right now, and they'll roll, again, it's a test. They're going to roll it out, see how well it does. So they're going to do this. So right now they're saying artists like Demi Lovato, One Republic, Usher, the Backstreet Boys, and WWE are the ones who can do it right now. They say event links will appear at the bottom left of the screen. Users can tap or click through to an in-app browser to buy a ticket.
Mm.
So see, this is again, TikTok was Musically. There was a music element. It makes sense to go the music route. A lot of record companies they encourage their artists put everything on TikTok because Gen Z will take it and make a song, a video, a dance, a parody, a side by side, a split, all the things that you can do creatively on TikTok. So that's where you want to be.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Twitter. Let me go to Twitter. I was like, did Twitter do anything this week? Yes, they did. So Twitter is making something called Location Spotlight. The Location Spotlight is where professional accounts can now display their location address, hours of operation, and contact information on their profiles with this Location Spotlight feature. It also gives customers a way to reach businesses directly via phone, text, email, or DM. Now, this is rolling out because I think they tested it earlier this year in the U.S., U.K., Canada, and Australia. So I think it was like a test either the end of last year or the beginning of this year. Businesses with professional accounts can add a map of their location to their profiles using Google Maps. Once a customer clicks on the map, they'll be given directions to navigate to the business physical location.
Oh, this is pretty good because this is like, okay, so I have Google business pages, and I was informed that it's now not
part of Google.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
But
just in Google.
now the Google business pages is no longer going to be called Google business pages,
Right.
but Google Maps.
Yes, it's all in the map.
It's in the map. So now when Twitter puts their little thing on there for the maps,
it goes to Google Maps. Yeah.
So this is better for business right there, because now people can.
And see, you know the thing, I'm glad you brought up Google My Business, because it's a good tool. And a lot of businesses do not know about Google My Business. So it makes sense for Google to put it in the map area, because that's where businesses go to set up their location. Say you have a restaurant and several restaurants, you go to your Google account and there's things you fill in, location, hours of operation, blah, blah, blah. So all of that is now in Google Maps.
And if you claim that location, you can also put in there something that you want to, a call to action in there.
Right.
And people, I didn't know that until somebody else pointed it out to me. I was like, oh, wait, I can put a book in there. I can, not just the hours of operation. And then one of the other things you want to do, if your clients like your service, you want them to give you a review on the Google Maps.
Right.
Because then it pops you up, and people, I was like, it's better than Yelp.
Now I have a little example. It's small. Let me see if I can get it to come up. Online service. Where'd it go? I had a little where's the little graphic? It disappeared. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me see if I can get this to come up. It's very small, which I'm like, that's the one thing I'm like, anytime they have a graphic in the article, is so tiny. See how tiny that is?
Right.
Let me see if I can zoom it. Is that better?
You're doing it. That looks good. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is Twitter. It's a business called a Barista Bar, and they got their location, coffee shop location, the website, followers, and then this is the new thing, the location where the map. And you see it says, go ahead.
Yeah, this is like when you go to Google and you search a location, it allows you to go to their website, or get directions, or what have you. That's genius.
Right. So now it's connected, but this is the professional account. I'm trying to remember. Is there something you switch to?
Yeah, inside your settings.
Yeah, inside of Twitter, you have to switch it, because I know I have it.
Right, but I think that's good right there.
Let me see. So when you go to the pro, okay, no, I don't. I thought I had it.
I think you do have it, but you have to go.
I don't think I. Yeah. So when I go to my edit profile, it says edit professional profile, and I go in there, and it says I got the category advertising and marketing, show category on profile, and then you can spotlight your location, your shop, or your newsletter. Mine is the newsletter, which I need to work on. But if you have a shop, if you're selling, you're selling things online, you could have a link to your shop, or in this case, this is location, which goes to the map, because you want people to come to, your physical location. So
what I'm going to try to do is go in there and put, for my real estate stuff, I have like a free book for buyers and sellers. I'm getting ready to go put that over there.
Right. So when you go into the category, it says advertising and entertainment, event, venue, dance and nightclub, aviation, marine, beauty, cosmetic, commercial, everything's there. Professional services. Real estate is there. So you just pick real estate, shopping, fashion, sports, travel, other. So you pick a location, and then you decide what you want to spotlight on your profile. So mine is the newsletter, which I have 3 subscribers. Thank you, 3 subscribers. So I have to work on it.
Well, but it's interesting that Twitter is becoming more
business focused,
right, and not just,
which makes a lot of sense,
news focused.
Now the thing with Twitter is this Elon Musk stuff and what's going on with the stock and all that. So once let's see what happens.
Right, so they're still working in the background while they're trying to fix it.
Yeah, they're in flux, but they're still putting out stuff. I'm still not paying for Twitter Blue. But
no.
Good luck to that.
And somebody, I was looking at something else, and they tried to do that whole Twitter blue. Only it'll cost you $3.99. No, I'm not paying you $3.99 for features I didn't ask for.
Exactly. But good luck to them, Twitter. All right, one more for Twitter. Twitter is trying to revive spaces with theme stations and daily digests. Their Twitter is developing an experiment for the Spaces tab in the app, in the mobile app. They're saying it's a test. They're saying that it's going to be an interface with major feature additions. You could browse theme stations such as music or sports, or play a personalized daily digest with a handful of content. So they're trying to make it like an audio newsletter
Or podcasts where they
or
want you to
podcast
come
or
and
right,
park and, okay, check in here in the morning for your whatever, or
right.
check in. And so that means whoever the people are would have to broadcast. It seems to me they would need to do it the same time every day for that to work.
Right. And this is a good example because I watch Cheddar News, and one of the morning anchors, they do a here's what's happening today, and they do it like 6 a.m. Here's what's happening on Cheddar News, and they do like the story title and then a bite, and then a story title, like 3 stories to get you to watch Cheddar, which comes on their channel.
Right.
So it's like every day it comes out, and it's it can be audio only, or I have the video one that it shows on my Google what's my Google thing that I have in the kitchen, and it plays the video. So I think that might be like that, like a digest of, okay, here's a little story to get you to come over to hear the entire space.
Yeah. So just like little teasers.
Right, little teasers to get you to come over. So we'll see what Twitter, Twitter's trying to do their thing. I gotta give it to them. I do like Twitter. I just, it's as a marketing thing. It depends. It depends on, like I said, if your people are on Twitter.
Right.
I just look at it for, if you want trends, if you want to know what's trending with Gen Z or politics or news or entertainment, it's the place to go.
Right.
It's the
Now,
place.
and you know what Twitter is not talking about?
Right.
They're live.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
You can go live on Twitter,
but they're not talking about it. They're pushing
not
spaces.
talking about that.
They're pushing spaces.
Right, because we're live on Twitter right now.
Yeah. Interesting.
Very. I was like, especially when video is key right now.
Video is key. Video is very key.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the last 6 years, the prediction was video, because we've been live streaming a long time.
Right.
And I can remember all the live streaming people that, if you name them, the famous ones that they talk about live video and this and that, they've been saying that live video was going to be the thing. Video is going to be the thing. So it's here.
Right.
It's here. So that's why everybody upset about Instagram. All right. So let's talk about Facebook/Meta. Facebook is killing live shopping.
Wait, well.
Live shopping.
Was it ever a thing? Because I've never seen it. I know that there were people that went on Facebook and did their own version of live shopping, but the official Facebook version, I've never seen it.
Right. I think I follow somebody that they were doing like a live, and then they would, you could buy through the live. So the live stream video shopping was available it started 2 years ago. It was designed to give creators and brands an interactive way to sell items like QVC. So now, remember we talked last week about Reels, and we talked this week about Reels. So so Meta is pushing Reels. So they're getting rid of any kind of live shop. This is one of the things, live shopping they're putting to the side because it really didn't take off like they wanted to. And I think I posted this on my Facebook page because the live shopping is here. And it's big. I think we were talking about it's big in Asia and China and those countries. It's really big, like billions of dollars. But for some reason, it hasn't caught on here. I think the only place it's going to catch on is Amazon Live.
Right. Which we're still not.
Right.
I don't go over there enough to do it. And then because
Right.
I dislike the whole QVC experience anyway.
Right.
It's just me personally.
Right.
Um, and so I wouldn't participate in that. But there are some people who go and would watch and oh yeah, I think I'll buy that.
So you know where I think it fits? Like if you're a tech reviewer or you review camera equipment or equipment and
Yeah.
it sells on Amazon, you should go to Amazon and do your live there because you have the link to the product. So the people watching, you can go buy it while you're demoing. It's not for everybody. I don't think live shopping is for everybody. So Facebook is getting out of this, and they're going to up until October 1st, they said. So they're going to shut down the live shopping feature on October 1st.
Okay, I was going to say something snarky, but I might just hold that. Hey, Dr. Tachi, I'm bringing her in.
See, what they're doing is Instagram has the shopping features. Hey, Dr. Tachi, Instagram has the shopping feature already unlocked. Like you set up a shop, put up a post, tag the item, they tap it, one-stop shopping. So Facebook is seeing that the live stream shopping is not going as well as they thought because it was, it's big in Asian countries, it's big over there. It just hasn't caught on over here because we shop differently. We shop differently from that country. So we shop differently. We do. We shop differently.
Okay,
so,
I believe you.
Okay,
right.
Okay, so if you think QVC, who is the demographics buying off of QVC?
The stuck at homes.
That's older people.
The shut-ins.
The older people is
you said sick and shut in like shut in.
But that is the key because Facebook is trying to age lower, and that QVC field is not going to play into their game.
Right. So they did this live shopping test. They see the numbers aren't there, so they're cutting it off. Just like they did with live audio. Remember, they were going to do live audio. This big Clubhouse. They're not doing that. The podcast, they're not doing that.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So when we see TikTok with the live shopping and Instagram doesn't have live shopping per se, but they do have shoppable posts. Right. How is that working for Instagram and for TikTok? And is that not something that they could replicate to make it work?
Yeah, I believe TikTok live streaming, they got rid of that, the shopping. I think they've got rid of that, or they're going to get rid of it.
Okay.
Yes, TikTok is giving up on live shopping. I think we talked about that last month because I'm pulling up the story. So it says TikTok is giving up live streaming because live stream shopping because it didn't work in the UK.
And it's not working here. I'm telling you,
working here.
The people who do QVC like shopping is the older people, and it's not going to work.
Right, because we shop differently, and TikTok and Facebook has seen that live shopping over in Asian countries is huge. It's like billions of dollars. So they were like, okay, the wave is going to hit us. So they were trying to get ready for it. And then it's like, we don't shop that way. We don't QVC shop.
No. And even people, look, they put QVC type stuff on the same broadcast stations where you find MeTV and
the older commercials and
if I'm ever going through there, I'm skipping all of the shopping channels.
I haven't watched QVC.
Could it be
good?
Could it be I'm just trying to work all of this through, and I do understand we shop differently.
Yeah,
we are not Asia,
right?
So I get it,
right?
Could it be? But when I think of QVC, I also think of things that are aimed toward older people.
Right.
Cooking stuff,
clothing,
god awful ugly clothes.
You need
jewelry.
Jewelry.
You need
funny looking jewelry.
You don't need another pot.
You don't need another pot or a pair of elasticized pants.
No,
you don't. So the stuff that they're hawking on there, I'm wondering if the quality and the level of what they were trying to do, like, I don't know exactly in their test what they were trying to do, but if in fact they were trying to replicate a QVC-ish model, could it be the type of stuff that was on there that they were hawking that could have been the problem as well?
That's it. That's a part of it. I
Right.
don't think every business should live stream shop.
Yeah, because see, okay, here's the deal. I went to someone's house and they had I'm gonna get that iPad and it comes with a da 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 da. I was like, please don't touch that. Yeah, I was like, don't. Just say no. I will take you to the Apple store.
Yeah, go to Apple.com.
Exactly. Go to the Apple store.
Because they were adding stuff that was, they was putting extracurricular things onto that package that made no sense. I was like, you don't need that.
You don't need it's like the computers they sell on there, like, what? No.
Exactly. You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need that. I think they're taking advantage. They take advantage of, as you said, the sick and shut in, but the people that, and they create a need for it. Now, I'm not, God forgive me, I'm not saying all of HSN and QVC and jewelry TV stuff is useless or ugly. I'm saying the bulk of it is the majority is useless. You don't need another air fryer, but they'll bring on this one's in turquoise and you think you need it. But that's the psychology of advertising and sales. It is. Yes. And so I'm not faulting them for that.
Right.
But I think I am faulting Facebook and maybe these other social media platforms for employing the same tactics on an audience that is not the same.
And see, and the audience apparently is not falling for that. Because
remember, there's a entertainment element to this. So if you're doing the live stream shopping for your channel and there's no entertainment factor, and I'm not saying that I love to say the dancing monkey. I'm not saying dancing monkeys, but you have to be a personality, or you have to have some kind of excitement that comes through the camera and connects with the person.
ShamWow.
Right, with the live stream. I'm not saying be a character. I'm just saying you just can't be Ferris Bueller, teacher Bueller. You can't do that just because the camera's on and you're talking. People are going to tune out because we have the TikTokification of the world. I'm gonna say the world because it's
a word.
You gotta hook them.
Okay, and here's the thing: HSN's, whoever the other people are,
QVC, all of them.
They drag this thing out, and the price is going to be. Just wait for it. Wait for it. I'm out by the time
the price is right. Vanna White, entertainment, draw it out. You need to buy this. The countdown clock, all of that is excitement to get that person to buy. So you have to do that with your live stream shopping, and people aren't doing that.
I need you to tell me how much it costs so I can decide whether or not I want to buy it. I don't need you to show me the features, then let me know how much so I can make a decision.
It's only 4 easy payments of $49.50.
Yeah, but if there's no entertainment wow factor, I need that. You got to get that. Because you see the personalities on QVC and stuff. They're very
their audience,
right?
Their audience are not the people on TikTok,
right?
And Instagram,
right?
And Facebook. We're not putting up with that.
Well, you know who is doing well at this game? Ooh. Not to prolong the conversation, Amazon Live.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned at the top. Amazon Live is the place. Amazon, everybody else is getting out. Amazon Live is doubling down on it. Why? Because if you're a tech reviewer, or you can demo a product, or you can show the air fryer or whatever, boom, it's right there. I got Prime. All I gotta do is click the button. I got it.
Right, and they're not.
It's great.
And they're not giving you a bunch of stuff added on to stuff that you know don't come with that stuff.
And when you go to Amazon on your phone or on the desktop, you're going to shop.
Right.
Facebook, I'm not there to shop. I'm just okay. Let me see what's happening with friends and family, and you happen to scroll on the live stream shopping channel of somebody that you're following. And again, if they're not showing something, if there's not balloons or something, it's not going to get the attention that an Amazon Live would get. So that's why I said at the top, I said Amazon Live is probably the only one that's going to come out of this where the live stream shopping works for them. Because it's already about shopping. You're not going to Amazon Live to see friends and family. I mean, Amazon to see friends and family. I'm going to shop.
Right. And that's why you would like, okay, let me see somebody demoing this. How does that work? And then you would go in there for them to show you.
Right. That's why it works
there. And I think
go ahead. The cool thing with Amazon is that you don't, because I'm an Amazon influencer, so I've done 3 streams so far. I need to do better. I think after this I will get on and do something. But you don't even have to have the physical product. They let you set it up so that you have your list, your kind of suggestions list, and you can have it set up at the bottom. And as you're talking, you can click on them, and people will see what you're talking about. So like, I sometimes, because I'm using the stuff I'm talking about sometimes, so I can't show them. But I can click on the things and I tell them, this is what I'm using right now. So
and see on Facebook, you could do that on Facebook. Facebook was, okay, I'm a business selling whatever, and I'm doing a live stream and I want people to buy. So I got to talk. It's not, Amazon had to set up better, and the purpose is there.
And see, Dr. Tachi, I can see you, hey, I am going to do a mini workshop to show you how the proper lighting can do blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And when you do that, the lights that I'm talking about, they're listed right down here below and da-da-da. I'm like, now I would tune in for that because it's something that's going to help me. And I know you're not going to pack on and you can get a pencil with no eraser. If you do that, you're not going to do that stuff.
No.
Right.
No.
Right. So Facebook is getting rid of this live shopping experiment. It's going away October 1st. So there you have it. TikTok has abandoned their experiment with live stream shopping. You can still buy, I mean, because you make a post or a video and there'll be a link to, what you want them to buy. It's just no live stream QVC type. And for now, for the next 5 minutes, you're not going to do that.
I didn't like it anyway. I was like,
so they're dropping it.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Let's see. So that was one story for Meta. I think another one was Instagram. Let me see. Instagram is expanding the NFT features to more than 100 countries. They started the public test of NFTs and feed post messages and story in May. So now they're expanding it to Africa, Asia Pacific, the Middle East, and the Americas. Instagram users can use NFTs in their feed and messages, as well as in augmented reality stickers and stories. Let's see. NFT creators and collectors are automatically tagged for recognition. You can't buy or sell NFTs on Instagram, but Meta is saying they're going to work on an NFT marketplace. So we shall see. But they're expanding their NFT features to other countries.
Question. Now, I thought we were supposed to be doing reels. So do you make a NFT that's a reel? Because that just posting images, and maybe somebody, Dr. Tachi, fill me in if I'm speaking out of turn here, but if those NFTs are mainly images and things of that nature, maybe you have to create a video out of a collection of NFTs to make it a reel or something, because now they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. We want this, but we want to push reels.
Okay, I think I'm frozen, guys. Can you hear me though?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm frozen, but okay. So I'll probably go in and go out and come back in after this. But I think what do I would say? Master of none. They see the opportunities that lie in the NFT market, and so they say they're going to have their own marketplace. So we're going to do that too. It follows, but it's not far off the mark of what they're trying to do in terms of building their metaverse space. Remember, that's the whole purpose. They changed their name to Meta because of this.
Mhm.
So it's not so far off the mark for them to do this. Here's my thing. I would never trust them in terms of an NFT marketplace. And this is why. You have to connect your wallet
Mhm.
to a platform in order to buy NFTs. You have proven, I don't know how many ways we need to slice the ice cream for people to see how untrustworthy you are. So now you want me to connect my wallet with my most vulnerable, and we won't go into why you shouldn't keep all your assets in your wallet anyway, but you want me to connect my wallet, which is vulnerable, so people can see my public address on your marketplace when you have proven that you don't take privacy into account for anything. I think that's a tall order. They're asking a lot for people, and they haven't been in the conversations when you talk about this. People who go into NFT spaces talk about NFTs, the metaverse, and crypto. They're in a number of places, of course, on Clubhouse. They're on Twitter Spaces. There are some conversations taking place on LinkedIn. Where do you see Meta involved in any of that? They're not in the conversations. So the very people that you are trying to build trust from to get, you don't have a representative or anybody there having these conversations. Why would we trust? So so what you need to do is stick to Reels, build out Reels, and do that, because you're not good at multitasking.
True.
I'm not understanding. Okay. I don't want to learn about NFTs from you anyway. I would rather learn about NFTs from something like Dr. Tachi said, people who are in the space.
Right. But see, remember we talked, what's Facebook's problem? They skew older.
Right.
So the older group does not know about NFTs at all. So
and if I'm going to learn about NFTs, I'm probably not going to learn it on Instagram either.
Right.
I'm probably going to learn it somewhere
from a trusted source. See, that's
Right.
how we think. But there's a majority of people out there that they take what's face value. They're used to, the older crowd is used to Facebook. So if Facebook offers some kind of training or this or that, like you said, connecting your NFT, they're going to do it because they're on Facebook already. They're already hooked. So Facebook is saying, they're going to do it with them, not with us. Because we're going to say, I don't want Facebook to have my wallet and this and that. I'm going to learn from a trusted NFT source. And we go outside of Facebook. These are the people that stay in the Facebook wall.
Okay, I was going to say the prison yard. Okay.
But they like it. But they like it there.
They like it in the prison yard.
They like it there because it's easy. It's familiar. Friends and family. That I know Zuckerberg is moving away and they're going to be upset, but they're not going anywhere. It's like an old person in an easy chair. They're not getting up.
Oh, why I gotta get up?
I'm comfortable. My grandchild brings me my this, and I want to change the that kind of thing. So that's what Facebook wins. But Facebook wants Gen Z. But they ain't gonna get Gen Z because Gen Z is not on Facebook. Gen Z underneath, they're like, "What is Facebook? What is a Facebook?" Oh, the thing that my grandma uses.
Yes, and that's what's happening. Hey, Verdell. Hey, Donna.
That's the answer. To Gen Z, Facebook is the thing my grandma uses.
Yeah, and we're not going there.
So they don't know what a Facebook is. They don't want to use Facebook. They're on TikTok and they're happy. So, but Facebook is they're going to gather what they got. What's in the garden? The older people. They're there. So, their NFT stuff, whatever, it's not going to attract Gen Z. They're just going to, pollinate what they have. So,
and here's my question. How accurate would that information be? Because they are not in the space anywhere else learning anything. Well, anyway.
Well, see, Facebook can't give out false information. So their information, they have started to I've seen my email. I can't remember the name of it, but it's some business thing I joined or something. They have a lot of information centers. Like
the developers and
not it's something with business
yeah.
owners. And I got an email the other day and they were like, oh, click this and go to the thing and learn something. And I clicked on it. I was like, wow. And I meant to go back to it, but I forgot. But they're starting to put those kind of things out where they're saying, see, we're trying to we're trying to put the correct information. And it's here.
Okay.
So that's what they're doing. So they're not going to give out inaccurate information. It's just that what Facebook wants, and they've wanted for years, is the younger crowd, and the younger crowd does not want them. They don't want them. They want an Instagram. That's why they bought Instagram. Remember?
Right.
Before they bought Instagram, Instagram was the hot app. Everybody was there.
And then it is not that hot anymore.
Because it's aged out. Facebook has bought them. Remember the CEO, the two CEOs when Facebook bought Instagram, they hung around for a while and then they abruptly left. I said that was a key. That was a reason. Why would they leave? And now we're seeing it because Zuckerberg is coming in and doing this and that, and now Instagram is not the place to be. It's people are unhappy, and when I mean people, the younger crowd that they're trying to cultivate. So
and that's why they're tweaking, trying to look like TikTok.
Right. And then here comes on the sneak tip, here comes Google with their shorts. They're in the back, but Google has the money. So
and they already have the platform for video.
That's the platform for video, and they have the money, and they're like, we're gonna be slow and steady. And what happens with TikTok? If the fallout is TikTok goes away, guess where people are going to go? If YouTube is pushing shorts,
in which they are.
And they're going to change because when shorts first came out, I heard there was talk that it didn't really build up the views on your channel. But now I looked at some videos the other day. They're saying, well, they're making changes. YouTube is making changes to shorts to where it has some build up with your channel. I'm still, reading it. But what I'm saying is that they are coming up with, okay, the shorts build up is slow, like a wave, but it's coming in the shore. So you might want to be, YouTube, you might not want to poo-poo YouTube.
Right.
YouTube.
Shorts is easier for me on YouTube. It is a lot easier for me to do a short for the stuff that I do. Because I don't want to do a whole 10, 15, 20 minute thing.
Because people think they think YouTube is long form. Now YouTube is saying, no, come on over and do the shorts, and they might give you a boost. They might, but you need to. I don't know what it is with YouTube that people don't want to go there and start a channel. Like they think it's so hard.
It is very easy to start a YouTube channel.
It's easy, but but to build the audience on YouTube, you have to be there consistently building. You have to be there with your message. Right. And you have to consistently talk. If it's 0 people, that's where people get upset. They go, oh, well, nobody's watching. Today, YouTube is a long game. There are people that have been on YouTube 10, 15 years. They got videos that's still making money for them that they put out 10 years ago.
Right.
So, YouTube is one of those things that, you need to watch out for. And LinkedIn too. We mentioned LinkedIn. LinkedIn they got a little something going on. So
yeah, especially after that, what you talked about today, where
the stickers, you
can put a sticker with a link on LinkedIn. I was like,
I'm gonna look at that. That's supposed to be rolling out. I don't have it. I tried to look the other day. I don't think I have it.
I'm gonna go look it up. So you put up a post, and then you can put a sticker with a link to your
it'll
newsletter.
be there. Yeah, when you go to start a post, it'll be one of the it'll be an option. I don't see it on mine yet, but it'll be an option there. Where you'll be able to do that. So
Right. So you can link to a post, link to a calendar, link to whatever you want to take somebody. It's a great call to action, especially from LinkedIn.
And remember your video, your short form video, it doesn't have to be you. It could be, a lot of people do shorts and reels and they don't ever show their face. But you have to have a message.
Right.
It has to provide value to an audience, and you have to get them with the hook. You can't take this long intro. Reels is short. YouTube is short. So you got to get boom. Hey, I'm here to tell you that. You got to get right into the hook. And then, and then you say for more, whatever option there is to see more. Like LinkedIn has the link. Right. YouTube Shorts, they can look at your channel.
Yep, you can put the link to the long version.
Right. And Instagram Reels, you could tell them, go to your link in bio. You put that in your not the comments, the caption. Put that in the caption. I've seen people on Instagram with Reels and the caption is long like a book. Because guess what? You want people they see the reel 15 seconds, but if you tell them to read the caption, they're there inside of your reel reading the caption, and the reel is going.
Correct.
So those are views.
James says, I think the problem with YouTube in some countries, the algorithm goes with the country interest trends.
The country interest trend?
Right. And if they're in another country, the algorithm follows the trends of that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, that's because some other countries like the EU, they have that GDPR, they have different privacy issues, things. I think who has a lawsuit? I think it's Google. Somebody has a lawsuit with one of the countries about, is it Facebook or Google? I can't remember. But there's some kind of they're in some kind of
Dr. Tachi said,
go ahead.
Dr. Tachi says she thinks it's Google.
Okay. I think it's Google. One of the countries, and they're talking about, Google has to leave. But that lawsuit has been going on for years. That lawsuit's going on for a while because other countries have stricter privacy policies than the United States than we do. So it's interesting. I'm just saying that this world is changing. Social media landscape is changing. It might not even be called social media anymore. It'll be called something, but I know it's Web3. I know that. We're going into a new layer. So you think it's hard to build an audience now? Wait till you get into that Web3.
Go ahead, Dr. Tachi.
It's all just media. I think the definition of media suits it all. I understand that it was called, first called social network.
Right.
Media because of the social aspect of it, which traditional linear media did not have. You could yell at the television all day and it will never answer you back. So I understand this. But now the social quote media has been around for a long enough time that it can now be engulfed and encompassed into what is just media.
Yeah.
It is.
Now, underneath media, you can have distinctions of social media versus linear media, traditional linear media, but it's all just media.
Right. Agreed. It's just media. And think about media as far as television. How do they create their programming? How do they build an audience? How do they structure their programming around timing? And all of those things, they don't go away. It's just that now everything is quicker, sharper, faster. The vine, the 6-second vine, the 10-second this. So you gotta your message has to be quicker in order to hook the eyeball. Because TV was all about we got to get the eyeball.
You notice that they are not running longer. A lot of the television commercials are no longer a minute or whatever.
Yeah, they're real
they
quick.
are like, especially the ones on YouTube, they're like less than 10 seconds for them to tell you about this hamburger and what it's going to do in 10 seconds. It's no longer the 30, 60-second spots.
Exactly. And think about, you just said like the hamburger with food. It's you catch the eye before you catch the stomach. So that's why the food is sizzling and popping and the burger looks good. And then you go, oh, that looks good. Boom. you're hooked in. So different industries know how to put their ads and their things on to hook people with the eyeballs. It's all about attention. Go ahead, Dr. Taji.
Well, yeah, the big thing is all you need to know is this burger is good. Buy one. That is the 4 seconds of the message. So what everybody has had to do, especially in this world of YouTube ads, right, is how do we get our message across quickly? And because on YouTube, you've got 5 seconds. Sometimes now they don't let you skip the ads at all.
Right.
Some they let you skip after 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to figure out to get the crux of how to get the crux of your message in 5 seconds. And what I've been watching is that a lot of companies are doing that. They're able to get their message out in 5 seconds. And if you think about it, going back to the days of Vine, they had companies on Vine.
Yeah.
And they also had influencer marketing on Vine as well. So they had to figure out, and I remember one from Starbucks, 6 seconds. In 6 seconds, you had to figure out how to get somebody to go into Starbucks today. That's what you had to do. So it's doable. The days of the story problem advertising are probably over for the most part, unless we're talking about something like the Super Bowl or larger events. You know, Super Bowl has made their thing off of the ads. That's what people really look for, the Super Bowl ads. But if we're talking about on a normal basis, there's so much content now that I don't have to put up with your ads. So companies are having to get smart and say, how can I do this in 5 seconds? How can I do this in 6 seconds?
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Okay. Well, that's the social media news I have for this week. So.
All right. And Dr. Tachi, you are up.
Well, yeah, kind of, not really. So the whole reason I dropped out of the street is because I'm waiting for my computer to come back. And without my computer, I don't have my notes. But, yeah. So that's.
Oh, well, I know one thing. I know one thing we could talk about is that the HBO Warner Brothers Discovery thing. Were you going to talk about that?
I think I was.
Well, we can kind of.
We can pull up we can pull up some articles.
Yeah, because HBO is okay. So I'm gonna let you guys do that. Did you do a farewell to Lieutenant Uhura?
Oh.
I did not, but let's do that. There's for those of you that don't know, Michelle Nichols, who played Lieutenant Uhura on the original Star Trek, passed away last week. It was a loss for everyone. In fact, Gene Roddenberry, who created Star Trek, was gave a really nice heartfelt message on his social media. She was actually the beginning. She was important because this let Black people know that they existed in the future. Before that, right now there's this whole Afrofuturism movement, and it's about how Black people envision themselves in the future. When you think about it, in the 60s, the future was looking bleak. So the fact of imagining ourselves in space or elsewhere other than where we were in 1960 something was not done. So it was important. She was important not only for representation, but to let Black people know that there was a future. And the whole thing is, Gene Roddenberry did that in general with Star Trek, with having Lieutenant Uhura, which, by the way, if you don't know, Uhuru is a Swahili word. And I can't remember what it means, but it's a Swahili word. So she went to the producer, Gene Roddenberry, and said, well, what if we name my character Lieutenant Uhuru? And he said, well, that seems kind of harsh. And she said, well, what if we soften it and make it Uhura with an A at the end? And so that's how she got her name, because she was reading a book named Uhuru about that Swahili principle. And that's where she came up with the name. So we've got that whole aspect of African culture in there. We also have, the Asian presence. We have the presence of we're talking about sci-fi and people that are, quote, aliens in general, you know, with
Right.
Dr. Spock being, if you think about it, he was biracial. The
Yep.
sex. So we're tackling a lot of those issues early in the days, and Michelle Nichols was part of that. Started off as a dancer, sort of like what Eartha Kitt, their stories kind of mirror. So thank you and rest well to Michelle Nichols. I don't know that you realize what you've done. People will go and see it because she was always almost at every Comic-Con. So I don't know if people realize what she actually did for sci-fi in general and Black people in sci-fi as well. So rest well to Michelle Nichols. Let me, you know what because I am on my iPad right now as well. So let me try and pull up, because this, my computer's got behaving well. So let me try and pull up, stall for me for a minute. Let me try and pull up on my iPad some of these things. Stand by.
Okay.
I was going to mention that Michelle Nichols, there's a story that she was going to leave Star Trek, I think after that first year or something, and go to Broadway. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Talked her into staying because he said he was a Trekkie and it was the only show that he allowed his kids to watch. So we have him to thank for her staying.
Staying there, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, she was going to leave the show. So
yeah,
wow.
So she stayed a long time on the show.
Right. So he tell her, you know, she couldn't give up because, you know, she's a role model for Black children, young women, other Black people to be on TV, because that was a thing back then. In those days, it was a thing to see Black people on TV. Black people on TV, you would run to the TV. That was an event. Like a Black person being on TV was a thing, that you had a party and a this and a everybody get a, you know, it was one of those things that was great. So,
and her hair was always on point.
Oh yeah, she was sharp. Oh yeah,
I was like, oh, okay,
yes. So yes, thank you to her.
So, and I was hearing too that the other Lieutenant Uhura's on the other that are playing, you know how they do the backstories and stuff.
Yeah.
They got some shoes to fill.
And I think also Whoopi said something this week about, because Whoopi was on one of the Star Trek franchise shows, and she said that
the Next Generation,
she, had told that she was an inspiration for Whoopi, and that was, one of the reasons why she wanted to do it, because when she, being a little girl and seeing a Black woman like that on a show like that on TV, just period, was something inspiring to her. So Whoopi gave her, a shout out this week. So.
And the whole thing too is that you never know what thing is going to work, because Star Trek, they thought Star Trek was like, oh, this is over, and they I believe they canceled after the first season.
I think so. And it was brought back or something,
right? Or it came back in reruns or something. But I don't know how many years this has been, but it has been on for years,
a long time,
with branching off into the Next Generation. They took
they have so
many, but they have been working this series to the point where the Star Trek fans are looking for it.
Wow.
Okay, y'all.
All right.
Ready? Okay.
That's the good thing about connecting your devices. So all my Chrome tabs are also on my iPad.
Yep, I love it. You gotta love it.
You do. But I'm like, all right, the show must go on. But I'm not too happy with you now, Mac. Yeah. So I wanted to kind of start off with this. If I could get to the thingy. That's another thing about being on your iPad, that it's a mobile device. So some things don't go as.
I know what you mean.
Right. So if a pop-up comes up, you can't click off of it. So that's the thing. Thank you so much for this. So I wanted to talk about this because this is tech, but there is an aspect of pop closer to this. And I know that TJ just talked about NFTs. So, you guys know about ApeCoin?
Now I've seen the pictures. I do not know.
Ape?
Coin, ape.
Okay.
ApeCoin.
Like the monkey ape.
No, I haven't seen it.
Correct. Okay, so I actually have some ApeCoin. ApeCoin is a token that is used inside the Bored Ape Yacht Club multiverse or metaverse.
Okay.
They have a metaverse space called Other Side. Now, you know, Bored Ape is huge. They're either the number one, they are, I think, the number one NFT project currently. So a lot of people, you know, Bored Apes are expensive. So when they mint them now, you know, they're starting, are they starting like at 1 ETH or something like that? So, you know, it's pretty high. When, you know, 1 ETH is like almost $3,000, I think, at this point. I could be wrong. I haven't looked at the market, but so ApeCoin users, they came up with, they minted this coin, and this was in March or April, I believe, because I remember I got some, and they were selling for it's way down now, but they were selling for like $11 per coin. So, but something to look at now, because now ApeCoin users can spend your ApeCoin at Gucci. This is a big deal because once stores, especially luxury stores, start to say, okay, you can spend that currency here, it's a big deal. So currently there are a lot of retailers that will accept Bitcoin, that will accept Ethereum. But ApeCoin, this is, I think it's a first for them. And that's a big deal because this is a luxury place. So it's a select Gucci boutiques in the US will accept ApeCoin via BitPay and for in-store purchases. And this is another step towards their exploration of Web3. If you don't know, they have a space in the metaverse, in Web3. They've been working really hard to adopt it. And if you remember, we talked about this, that they've been working on a metaverse space in Roblox in a deal with Super Rare for its own NFT collection. So this is a significant milestone for ApeCoin. It legitimizes it, and that's confidence that money can't buy, basically. So what we're waiting to see is who else will follow Gucci and accept ApeCoin as currency.
Wow.
So I wanted to put that in there because you were talking about the metaverse space. Gucci has their bags all in it. Wow. So let's hop on over to Disney and Hulu. I talked about this on Wednesday, but Disney, Hulu, and Netflix have been sued by 25 Texas cities over unpaid bills. So they got slapped with a lawsuit for failing to pay millions of dollars in municipal franchise fees, going all the way back to 2007, people. It's now 2022. Can we do that with our bills? No, your lights will promptly get cut off. So it's a Dallas County, Texas-based lawsuit filed on behalf of these 25 cities, which include Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Houston, according to the New York Post. And it's alleging that they have not paid annual franchise fees, which are actually required by the Texas Public Utility Regulatory Act, which is called PURA, and are used to fund basic city services. This is what they said, the lawsuit says. Disney, Hulu, and Netflix have long withheld statutorily required payments to cities throughout Texas, depriving them of fees that help fund essential city services. This case was filed on behalf of our municipal clients to ensure future compliance with PURA and recoup significant fees owed by some of the nation's largest streaming services. So what they're seeking is a reimbursement of the annual franchise fees and with interest since these three began streaming. So Disney began streaming in since Disney, Hulu, and Netflix. It's 2007, 2011, and 2019, respectively, that they started streaming in Texas. So Disney has other battles, though. So they're being sued by several actors and former cast members over vaccine mandates, which cost them their jobs. And also, a federal judge has approved a $5 million lawsuit against Disneyland Resort over misleading and factually incorrect statements about their annual pass program. So they have a couple of lawsuits going, and I'm not surprised with a company as large as Disney is. They have some litigation going on, some pending litigation. But here's my thing, and this is what I said. How, in what world is it okay that you don't pay your bills? We can't do that. And on the other hand, who in Texas dropped the bowling balls that you didn't catch, that they haven't been paying since 2007, 2011, and 2019? What?
Yeah, I'm like,
companies.
And you waited to just now. Yeah, that's strange. So somebody wasn't at their post. Somebody wasn't at their post.
Somebody was not at their post at all. So that's what's happening in that world. So get on it. This is what I said as well. That is the cost of doing business, paying these franchise fees. You knew this going in. So why is it okay with you not to pay these fees? Even if it's probably a drop in the bucket. But my thing is, and this is why I also look at Texas side-eye, you sit here and listen because Netflix hasn't always had these financial issues that they have now, right? Which is why they're cutting back. They were high on the hog for a little while. Seeing that they're talking about we exceeded expectations in our third quarter, and why are you letting them brag about how well they've done and they owe you money? That's like somebody borrows money from you, $2,000 from you, and you're like, okay, and you need to get paid back. But then you see them riding around in a new Mercedes Benz. You owe me $2,000, bub. That's what that's like.
Right. I think those entities probably figure, okay, they're not asking for it, so we'll just keep moving.
Exactly. But see, they're now they owe interest. Can you imagine from 2007 with interest?
Mm-hmm.
Right, you're about to see. So let's talk a little bit about Apple. So according to 9 to 5 Mac, Apple TV Plus is reportedly in talks for their first content made in Brazil. And this is kind of exciting. Yeah, absolutely. So Fabio Rico is a Brazilian journalist who's known for sharing exclusive news about local TV. So according to him, Apple TV Plus is interested in producing new content in Brazil. Details aren't clear at this point, but they're looking to, quote, prioritize quality and authenticity with their new local productions. So it's worth noting that you can already get Apple TV Plus in Brazil. They have an entire catalog in Portuguese dubbing. But if these rumors are true, this will be the first Apple TV Plus content originally recorded in Brazilian Portuguese and not just dubbed. So they've had other foreign language content. So Tehran is a spy thriller movie by Moishi Zonder, which is in Hebrew and Farsi. Losing Alice is also from Israel, and that was recorded in Hebrew and dubbed into English. And just wait, because there's more foreign language content coming to Apple Plus TV. They've been slowly growing around the world, and Brazil makes sense because that's a market where they always go to determine what's going to work. So they do a lot of testing of apps and things in Brazil. So this makes sense to do Brazilian content, definitely. Plus the population, such a large population in Brazil. So that's what's happening with Apple TV Plus. We could be getting some Brazilian content soon, which I'm excited for. I love foreign language television.
Yeah.
All right, for those of you who give a damn. Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. Yes.
Okay. All right. So for those of you that give a damn about Thursday night football or football at all, you may be happy to know. Now, last week we talked about the fact that NFL Plus debuted last week. So more good news for football fans. DirecTV is getting close to closing a deal with Amazon for Thursday night football in restaurants and bars. So if you're the type of person that likes to watch your football over a meal at Applebee's or something, be happy because you're going to get to it courtesy of DirecTV. So they're very close to securing the rights from Amazon. If you don't know, Amazon has the rights for Thursday night for football in not in restaurants and bars, but for Thursday night football. And this would make it available in restaurants and bars. So if you remember last year, Amazon Prime Video secured the exclusive rights to broadcast 15 NFL regular season Thursday night games. They paid the league around $1 billion for them. And that was part of the NFL's $105 billion overall rights renewal package that determined the broadcast partners for the next decade, Amazon being one of them. So now we have DirecTV in. Since Amazon has the rights, they're in negotiations with them now. So if you happen to be watching Thursday night football in a bar or restaurant very soon, it could be because of DirecTV. All right. We all thought Chris Cuomo went away, didn't we? Not so fast, everyone. Chris Cuomo is back. The disgraced host of his own show on CNN will join News Nation with a multi-million-dollar deal and an 8 p.m. time slot starting on October 3rd. It's going to be recorded in Manhattan, so we'll be in New York. And he's going to get a multi-million-dollar salary for his role with this new outlet. And he's going to continue to receive an extensive wardrobe and travel allowance for this new gig. There are some people that are not that happy that he has been given a new gig. Let me say this. This is the only, I shouldn't say this is the only place, but this is a big place where you can see people misbehave and engage in misconduct of whatever type and be rewarded with a brand new show. I think this sends a terrible message. I just think this sends a terrible message that you can behave anyhow and still be rewarded. What is the incentive to do what is right? And this is not a judgment call on Chris Cuomo and what was done with his brother or anything else. But the evidence was pretty clear. This is why, he did he resign or he let go? He was let go. I think he resigned. No, he let go. His brother resigned from the governorship. He was let go. He was fired. But that should say something. So the message is all you have to do is lay low for a month or so, 2 months at max, and then you can come right back and complete the debauchery that you started. I think it sends a bad message. I don't know what you all think.
I'm like, okay. My thought was, who is this news outlet? They have that much money to pay somebody that much money.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't even know. They apparently have a following or something, because
Right.
or they getting ads or something. Because I'm like, who are you?
Exactly.
Yeah, he still has a following. So it follows that even if you are a deplorable human being, if you have a following, you can actually resurrect your career on any platform, on not any, but on another platform, let's say that. Troubling at best.
And I'm like, who is the platform that lets you in?
News Nation, apparently.
Yes, but I'm saying they are not that well known, so I don't know how long that's gonna last.
No, they're new. They are new. They are new. I think, again, they are also, I would like to think that they're using some sort of business model and strategy that makes financial sense for them. And they're looking at this person, they're looking at the following It's no different from having, what was it? Remember Sean Spicer, who was in the last administration?
Yeah.
I think he was press secretary. I don't remember. Exactly.
Yeah, he was.
He was on. Yeah, he was on Dancing with the Stars.
Okay, there's a way to revive your career. Because somebody wanted. I don't know. This people.
Now, he didn't last very long because he was stiff as a plank in hot water and didn't do well. But the point is, it made for ratings. Even if people couldn't stand him,
right?
They watched because they wanted to see him fail. People who liked him watched because they wanted to see him succeed. The point is, they watched.
Yeah.
So, people don't, these media companies don't do things for no reason. They have a very specific strategy with who they select, and this is who they selected.
Right, because apparently this company is owned by Nexstar. I'm just looking at this thing like, yes. Who are you and what they've been? Nexstar has been there for since '78, but
right.
Yes. It is a new company.
Yeah, news.
By Nexstar.
Right, News for All America. I'm like, why are you okay?
We don't need any more news channels. Thank you.
I'm like, and yeah, I can't do it. Maybe this is not, I don't think this is, how in real estate, there is a time to get into the market or whatever. For news, I don't know, man, because people are so over the news.
Yeah, I know I'm over it. I have to force myself to watch sometimes. All right, so we're going to move on because we don't have that much time left. And I definitely want to, let's talk HBO Max and Discovery Plus merging.
Okay.
Here's why, and here's what's changing. So, HBO Max, of course, we know it's the home of a lot of different television shows. But next summer, in the U.S., Warner Brothers Discovery will begin the process of combining HBO Max with its corporate cousin, Discovery Plus, the home of reality TV like the Food Network, HGTV, Magnolia Network, TLC, and the Discovery Channel. So this is going to create, one big streaming service under the Warner Brothers Discovery corporate umbrella. So, So why are they changing this? Go ahead.
Because isn't Discovery also on Disney Plus? If I'm not mistaken, they're over on Disney, or maybe Disney's just airing them.
They could just be airing them.
Okay, that's probably it. They just probably have that programming over there, because I'm like, well, because there was some things from Discovery over there, like Dr. Who's the vet? Dr. Poe.
Okay. And it could be a co-production, so that's something to look at as well.
Okay,
it
but
could be licensed. It could be that they license that out, which is another possibility.
So
go ahead.
So HBO and Discovery are teaming up now.
Yes, HBO Max teaming up with its cousin Discovery Plus. Say hey, cousin. So again, this is putting HBO Max under new management with their own ideas of what HBO Max should be. So again, they're planning to combine HBO Max and Discovery Plus into one, and this is what they say: our main priority is launching an integrated streaming service. The service will roll out in the U.S. in the summer of next year, as I said, and we don't have real specific details, but they will release more in the months to come. So yeah, that's what's happening. That's part of the big news, that we've got another merger coming.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Do you like music?
Yes.
Okay, great. TikTok could potentially take on Spotify and Apple with their own music service. So they're already posing a threat to longtime players in the social media market. Record companies are already suffering, right? Since the dawn of the internet, this has been a problem. If we're going to the day, I should say the dawn of the internet, the dawn of the modern World Wide Web, let's say that. So if we're going back to the days of Napster, right, and all of that, and file sharing, the music industry has already been up in arms, and the media industry do not like to change and adjust. Hence why they lost control out of all of this, if you think about it. So the parent company of TikTok is ByteDance. They recently filed a trademark application with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for something called TikTok Music. So we don't know for sure, but it could be a new service that allows for users to purchase, play, and share and download music. So TechCrunch points out that it's become, TikTok that is, one of the premier ways for Gen Z to discover music, which songs go viral, etc. In fact, a report documented that 175 songs that trended on TikTok ended up on the Billboard 100 chart. So that shows that TikTok has some power when it comes to music. So ByteDance already does operate a streaming service in India, Brazil, and Indonesia called Resso. So this could be the perfect opportunity to tie in both offerings, TikTok Music with Resso, allowing users to discover up-and-coming tracks on TikTok before going over to the music service to give the full song a listen. And the trademark filing listed other possible features of the music service, including allowing users to live stream audio and video, comment on songs and albums, and even release potential podcast and radio broadcast content. Does this not sound like this could be Spotify or Apple Music?
It does.
They should be scared. They should be scared. So, your seat is never safe in media. Just because you're on top now, Netflix, doesn't mean that somebody will not be behind you, waiting to take that spot. So, it was only a matter of time because music, first of all, TikTok used to be called Musical.ly. It was founded as Musical.ly, where music was the crux of it. So because of that, because music has always been embedded in the TikTok experience, it was only a matter of time before they came up with something that was their own. So that's what's happening, and that is the last story that I have for you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tachi.
Absolutely, and I apologize. And guess what came on now? My computer.
No worries. We got the stories in.
Yep.
We want to say thank you so much for everybody who watched us or listened to us live and on the replay, because the replay is available on all of our platforms. We just want to say thank you. You could have been anywhere else on Friday, but you came and stayed with us for Tech Life Weekly. And Dr. Tachi, thank you for your contribution. TJ, thank you. Teralina is out on vacation, and this was a really good conversation today. So we'll be back on Monday with Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations. And TJ will be here tomorrow, Tuesday, with all our digital marketing and social media strategies. Dr. Tachi will be on Wednesdays. You can find her on Mediascope. Just look for Mediascope and you'll find her. So we want to thank you all for tuning in. And thank you, Cabs Destiny, for tuning in with us over on Clubhouse. We will see you next time. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Yes, and remember, it's okay to be profitable in your business, and always go to the front of your own line. Bye-bye.
Bye.